What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning on into the Evergreen Motovlogs channel. Today I'm extremely excited to announce the new bike on the Evergreen Motovlogs channel. If you've been rocking with me for a while, you know that I ride a Honda Rebel 500, and I absolutely love that motorcycle. Have no intention of getting rid of it anytime soon. But I figured, you know what, let's add another one to the channel and have a little bit of fun. This bike is going to be primarily for my wife, so that she can learn how to ride on two wheels, so I'm super excited about that. And if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping on by. Consider hitting the subscribe button. I've got tons of motorcycle content both on the channel and headed your way, so smash the notification bell for future uploads and or live streams. Either way, thank you all for stopping on by, and welcome to the Evergreen Motovlogs channel. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and keep this intro short and sweet, dive into what you've all been waiting for, and that is the reveal of the new bike on the channel. Here she is. This is a 2007 Piaggio BV500 or Beverly 500. And before you jump off, let me address the 3,000-pound gorilla in the room. So yes, this is not a motorcycle, and I do apologize if you were expecting a motorcycle. This is a scooter, but this is a pretty cool scooter, and I've had a lot of fun riding this thing around for the last couple of weeks. It's been a blast, and I just want to tell you guys a little bit about it. Stick on around for just a little bit, and I'll see if I can win some of you scooter-hating people over. So like I said, this is a 2007 Piaggio BV500. It's actually a 460cc motor. It's a single cylinder. And yeah, I feel like it's kind of interesting that it's, you know, only 11cc smaller than the Rebel 500. Theoretically, it has 39 horsepower. It can go 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds. And this thing can rock up to 100 mile an hour plus, which is crazy. Not something I would have ever thought a scooter would have been able to do. I really didn't know a lot about scooters until I picked this one up. And the reason I went for it was because, like I said, my wife wanted to learn how to ride on two wheels, but she had never done anything two-wheel related. She hasn't taken a motorcycle course. She does plan to. Didn't grow up riding any kind of dirt bikes or motorcycles or anything like that. And if I'm being honest, it's really intimidating going out in the real world and you don't have any experience being that close to the road. You don't know how to work a clutch. You know, it's just a bunch of different things to think about. So rather than getting a motorcycle that was going to be a little bit much to start with, having something that is a fully automatic CVT transmission where you just turn and burn, it's super easy. It takes kind of that extra level out of the equation when you're really just starting out and trying to learn to ride and all that kind of stuff. This is obviously used. We just wanted to pick up something that was just easy and cheap, but it could also kind of keep up with the Rebel 500. And so we saw this on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, super excited to show you guys this scooter a little bit. I don't know if this is going to be the only video I do on this for a while. I mean, it is starting to get into winter time, and so I'm not going to be doing a ton of riding. And like I said, I like my Rebel 500. I have no plans to replace my Rebel with this motorcycle. I just wanted to bring this to the channel. I will get out on it every once in a while. You might be able to tell that it's got a little bit of damage on the side. I believe it took a fall on this right side. You can see some of the body pieces are damaged, and you know, there's some dents and different things like that. Not a big deal. Kind of being a learner bike, you know, it's okay that it has a few bumps and bruises and scratches and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. And I was actually really surprised when I brought it home for the first time and took it out that this thing really rips. Like, seriously. Yo, dude, this thing rips. I'm dead serious. I'm actually really surprised. Zip around. It's only got 6 horsepower less than a Rebel 500, and when you factor in not having to shift, I don't know. I think this thing might be able to keep up with the Rebel 500 if I'm being honest. I haven't tried it yet, But my plan is to do a comparison, you know, maybe have me on this bike and my buddy on my Rebel, and we can kind of do a side-by-side and see if we can do a couple polls and see what happens. It's really ideal to have something that has a automatic transmission because, you know, if you're ever doing a lot of city riding, or if you're the person that previously owned this was in Seattle, which, if you don't know Seattle, there's a bunch of hills all throughout the city. And so just not having to deal with a clutch and you can just kind of turn and go, I think is super beneficial for that kind of riding. This is a touring model. I've taken it to a shop. They've done a couple things to it, just kind of looked it over, all that kind of stuff. And the mechanic there said that this is actually like a touring model. He's like, yeah, you could ride this thing all the way across the United States and go to New York City. I was like, holy crap, are you serious? And it makes sense. I mean, this thing can go over 100 miles an hour. And I've taken it on the highway a little bit. I've gone fast. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So, you know, I know a lot of people out there might not have any interest in watching scooter content. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you want to see more videos on this. Again, it's probably going to just be me kind of riding around and goofing off. Since this is such an old model, there's really not a lot to put out there. But if you do want to see stuff, let me know. And if you don't, let me know also. You know, like I said, no real huge plans to make this like the focal point or the center point of the channel or anything like that. Just something that I wanted to add and have a little bit of fun with and bring y'all along with me, right? That's the whole point of this Evergreen Motovlogs channel. I'm going to do a little bit less talking and a little bit more twisting of the throttle and hop on the scooter and yeah, have a little bit of fun. I guess before I hop on, it is starting to rain a little bit, so I might have to cut this video a little short. Darn. Just real quick, it's kind of cool with a scooter, right? There's a little bit of differences between a scooter and a motorcycle. It's kind of cool. You got a lot of storage. So, for instance, you have this under the seat storage. I get the key in there. So you got all this room in here. Store your goodies. So that's kind of cool. And then you also, if you press this, you got some storage in here too. So that's super neat. And then you got this little hook here, which I've heard you can hang like grocery bags and different things like that on there. So yeah, just kind of some neat things. There she is. So as you can see, like I mentioned, it is kind of starting to come down real bad here. I'll probably do a little bit more of an in-depth video on the scooter, you know, kind of some of the things that need to be done to it. There are a couple mechanical things that need to be fixed. There needs to be some new forks, and we recently got some new tires, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, the purpose of this video is really just to kind of introduce it to the channel. One of the other things I need to figure out is this silly check engine light pops on at first, but then it goes off, so I think we're okay. But yeah, like I said, got the scooter so that my wife could learn a little bit, but I do have a ton of fun on this thing. It really does rip. The first time I took it out, I just kind of opened it up a little bit, and it was like going 70 before I knew it. It's a little bit different, right? You're sitting so much more forward. I think your center of gravity, I feel like most of the weight feels a lot more behind you. Whereas like on a motorcycle, at least on my Rebel 500, I feel like I'm kind of more centered, if that makes sense, on the bike. Oh man, it's really raining. So I'm a little bit more forward, and it's a lot more responsive to the body movement input. So like when you lean, the thing just kind of flicks right over. Your feet obviously in a different position, all that good stuff. So leave a comment down below. Let me know if you want to see any scooter content. So I do have some plans for this, but don't worry, I'm not going to be replacing my Rebel 500 content with scooter content. I know some YouTubers will just say that, but in my case, I truly do mean that. I mean, my Rebel 500 is my first bike. I love that bike. I still got so many plans for it. I'm going to do a few things here, and if people want to see it, then I'll definitely bring it out. This is just a little fun grocery getter, right? I think this thing is perfect so far. I've just kind of done back roads and zipped around, but it's so nice not having to deal with a clutch if you're pulling up to stoplights a bunch and, you know, dealing with traffic and lots of turns, you know, like kind of corners in a neighborhood or something like that. It's really nice to just kind of twist the throttle and then you just go for it. I mean, it's so easy, and yeah, I think it'll be fun for my wife to learn on, and honestly it'll be fun for me to enjoy riding and learning more about scooters on. Like I said, I was really surprised, and when I saw this, I didn't even know if they made scooters with this large of engine. So, you know, the Rebel 500 has a 471cc motor. This one has a 460. The Rebel 500 has 45 horsepower, and this one has 39. But the Rebel 500 only has a 2.987 or whatever gallon gas tank, whereas this has a 3.5 gallon gas tank. So bam, already beating the Rebel in one category. But yeah, just having some fun on it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut things off there. I don't know if you can really tell how much rain is coming down, but I can barely see out of my visor. The rain kind of just came on real quick, and yeah, this is a little bit of a taste of what I have to deal with basically October through April here in Western Washington. It'll be decently clear. It was sunny earlier today, and then all of a sudden the rain starts coming, and next thing you know, there's going to be a torrential downpour, and it probably will rain for the next 2 weeks. That's not actually what the forecast says, but you get what I mean. They've only made this thing for 2 years, back in 2007, and so there's really not a lot of stuff out there. And I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. Piaggio is the parent company of Vespa. You may never heard of Piaggio before, but you've definitely heard of Vespa before. Thank you all for stopping on by. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the new bike for the channel and all that kind of good stuff. And this is the Evergreen Motovlog channel, reminding y'all to ride safe out there, mind your surroundings, and I'll catch you all in the next one.